ಆತಿಥ್ಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಭಾರತದ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ. ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಶ್ರೀ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ G20 ಶೃಂಗಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿ ವಿಶ್ವಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತ ತನ್ನ ಘನತೆಯನ್ನು ಸಾರುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಾಮರಸ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶಿಸಿ ಸಂಘರ್ಷ ರಹಿತ ಸಮಾಜ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ, ಮಾನವ ಕೇಂದ್ರಿತ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗಾಗಿ ಸಂಘಟಿತ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ತೊಟ್ಟು ವಸುದೈವ ಕುಟುಂಬಕಂ ಸಂದೇಶ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಸರಿಸುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ G20 ಶೃಂಗಸಭೆ ಒಂದು ಭೂಮಿ ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬ ಎಂಬ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮೊಳಗಿಸಿ ಮಾನವ ಕಂಟಕ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದು ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗೆ ಸುಂದರ ಜಗತ್ತನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಿಕೊಡುವ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಮಹತ್ವಪೂರ್ಣ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಇಡುತ್ತಿದೆ.
मैं अफ्रीकन यूनियन के अध्यक्ष को G20 के स्थायी सदस्य के रूप में अपना स्थान ग्रहण करने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं.
Prime Minister Modi invited the African Union to join G20 as a permanent member. Amid applause, he invited head of the African Union to join the G20 bloc. The African Union, a continental body of 55 member states, will now get the same status as the European Union, the only regional bloc with a full membership.
भारत की G20 प्रेसिडेंसी देश के भीतर और देश के बाहर इंक्लूजन का, सबका साथ का प्रतीक बन गई है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi kicked off the two-day G20 Leaders Summit, describing India's G20 presidency as a symbol of inclusiveness.
G20 के प्रेसिडेंट के तौर पर भारत पूरी दुनिया का आह्वान करता है कि हम मिलकर सबसे पहले इस ग्लोबल ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट को एक विश्वास, एक भरोसे में बदलें और इसलिए सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास का मंत्र हम सभी के लिए एक पथ प्रदर्शक बन सकता है.
He welcomed the world leaders with a warm handshake. Against the backdrop of the replica of the Konark Wheel at Bharat Mandapam, the venue for the G20 summit in Delhi. In his opening remark, he called for a collective approach to resolving the challenges facing the world today. He called on the international community to turn the global trust deficit into a relationship of trust and reliance. The Prime Minister further highlighted the need for the world to move together. Prime Minister Modi also held wide-ranging talks with President Biden after his arrival. Prime Minister Modi and Bangladesh counterpart also held bilateral talks on Friday. The two countries signed 3 MOUs, including one on cooperation in digital payment mechanisms. Prime Minister Modi also held bilateral meetings with his British and Japanese counterparts. The two leaders sat down for a quick discussion on Indo-Japan relations. Now, the agenda of the summit includes discussions on climate change, debt, food security, sustainability, and a geopolitical conflict. President Draupadi Murmu will host a gala dinner. Notably, the theme of this year's G20 summit is One Earth, One Family, One Future. Now, during the G20 summit, not only member countries but other nations are also invited to participate. India has invited 9 such countries to the G20 summit, including Bangladesh, Myanmar, the UAE, the Netherlands, Mauritius, Nigeria, Oman, Singapore, and Spain. While the G20 has been around for 24 years, it doesn't necessarily convene every year. In more than 2 decades, a total of 17 G20 summits have been held. This 18th occasion is when G20 summit is being hosted in Delhi, and the theme is inspired by the 3 colors of the Indian flag: saffron, white, and green. The G20 logo has the word Bharat written in Devanagari script underneath it. Delhi has geared up for the event with extensive preparations.